Hey guys, it's Sarah, and today we're going to do a Kindle haul. It's been a while since I've done a Kindle haul, so I have quite a bit I'm going to tell you about today. These are books that I have downloaded onto my Kindle. I got a new one, guys. I upgraded to an Oasis. I've been wanting to upgrade for a while and finally decided to just take the plunge and do it. We had some extra funds, so we went ahead and did that. So I do have a Kindle Oasis now, and the screen is 1 inch bigger than the Paperwhite, and it's a different size, so I'm still kind of trying to get used to the different size of it, but it's much faster, and I like some of the features of the Oasis as well. My Kindle Paperwhite that I've been reading on, I've been reading on that since 2013. That's when I got it, so I've had it for a very long time, and it was getting really slow. The battery wasn't holding, like I could barely get through a book without having to charge it up and, all that stuff. So I'm excited for a longer battery and something that's working a little bit faster, much faster. So I'm excited about this. This was kind of a little treat to myself. And I have downloaded quite a bit in the past, probably month and a half or so since my last haul. I've been keeping track of everything I've downloaded. So I have some that I purchased. I don't spend more than $1.99 on a Kindle book, so I wait for sales to happen. So I have a few of those to show you, and then I have quite a bit from NetGalley as well, and so I'll share those with you as well. Okay, so I have 6 books that I downloaded that I purchased. So these are just things that came up on sale. I follow BookBub is probably my biggest one that I follow, and I also get some emails from some deal sites and stuff that kind of tells you what is on sale. So when I see one that piques my interest or one that's been on my wish list, I go ahead and grab it while I can. So the first one is Any Man by Amber Tamblyn. I got this for $1.99, and this is a short book, I believe, written by the actress Amber Tamblyn, and this follows, I believe, a serial rapist, but it's a woman. That's very interesting to me. Never read anything like that before. And I've heard good things about it, actually. Vicky, she changed her channel name. It was Vicky, it was Chapter 32, and now I think it's Vicky's Book Nook. Is that correct? I'm pretty sure. She read it and loved it, and her and I seem to have some similar tastes, especially in thriller books and stuff, so I went ahead and picked that one up. The next one I picked up is The Kitsch Quotient by Helen Huang. This was $1.99 as well, and oh my gosh, have I heard about this book. It's been a little bit since people have talked about it because it came out I think a couple of years ago, but so many people were just raving and raving and raving about it. And this one follows a woman who is on the spectrum. She has autism, some sort of form of it, and she's very, socially, I don't want to say awkward, but, she deals with society differently. And she is starting to feel some pressure about having a relationship, I think. So in order to help her kind of ease her way into that, because she's never had a romantic relationship before, she hires a male escort to teach her some things, and pretty positive things go from there. And I've heard it's steamy, and I've heard it's amazing. So I went ahead and picked it up for $1.99, and it's sitting on my Kindle waiting for me. The next one is The Keeper of Lost Things. This is by Ruth Hogan. I don't know much about this one, but I remember seeing the cover and I remember hearing about it, and then it came up for $1.99, and I was like, why not? Okay, so this one is a little hard to describe, but it's going to follow 2 different characters. They both have the habit of finding things and then using them as inspiration for writing or storytelling or whatever. And I think that their paths cross somehow. That's kind of all I know from the description. So I'm just going to kind of leave it at that and go into it a little bit blind and see what happens. I don't know if there's like a magical element to it at all. I don't think there is, but I don't know. I guess we'll see. So $1.99, I grabbed it. One came up, and this was posted on Facebook somewhere. Someone had posted that this was available for free, and I was like, oh, I ran and grabbed it, and that's Every Heart a Doorway by Shauna McGuire. So this is the first book in a series of novellas that follow, I believe it's called Wayward Children, and these are children that get transported into other worlds, and then they come back into their own world, and they have a hard time adjusting to that. So for example, they would go to Narnia and then come back, and then they would go, or another one would go to Oz and then come back. So they're transported to a whole nother world, go on their adventures there, and then they come back and they have a hard time coming back to their own reality. And so they are sent to this school or this academy. I don't know if it's a school or academy or something, but somewhere for wayward children like that. And it kind of helps them cope. I've heard amazing things about this series, and I would like to read it. I wasn't buying it because honestly, the hardcovers were not cheap. So I was just kind of keeping my eye out, but the Kindle version of the first one came out for free, and I ran and I downloaded it. So I got this for free. Next one I grabbed for $1.99 as well, and that is The Chain by Adrienne McKenty. This is a fairly newer release, and this is an adult thriller book that involves kidnapped children. So someone's child gets kidnapped, and then they are contacted and they are told, if you want your child back, you have to go kidnap this child. And it's a chain reaction. And that's how they get their children back. I am so intrigued by this. That is such an interesting premise. So yeah, $1.99. I jumped on that one too. And the last one that I purchased is Straight On Till Morning by Liz Braswell. This one I got for 99 cents. And I think this is a brand new release, I believe, or it just came out, I think it was like almost brand new, but they did like a little special thing for quarantine, special type thing, and it was only 99 cents. So this is part of a series called the Twisted Tale series. It's something that's being published by Disney, and authors are taking different twists on fairy tales. This one is obviously a Peter Pan one, and the whole premise behind this is, what if Wendy went to Neverland with Captain Hook instead of Peter Pan? How would that look? So very excited about that. This is a series I've been wanting to get into, and Kaylin and I are kind of slowly collecting some of the series. She has 2 of them, I believe, and then I have this one, and I have another one on my Kindle as well that I got from NetGalley, which I haven't read yet. But yeah, very excited to read some of those. And they're not ones you have to read in order, because each one is a different fairy tale, so it stands on its own. And there's a couple different authors who are contributing to this series, so I'm excited about it. Okay, and I have quite a bit from NetGalley. So some of these I got just from requesting them and then getting approved. And then some of them were just sent by publishers, because right now with the COVID stuff, a lot of books, like publishers are not sending out physical books right now for review. They're sending NetGalley books, which is great. I will take them. Wonderful. But they're all kind of NetGalley books right now because they're just not able to send out physical copies. Perfectly understandable. Oh, but man, my percentage on NetGalley is going to go down because I'm getting a lot of them. And, if I'm not reading them right away, my percentage is kind of going down, but it's okay. That's really not that important. So let me tell you about the ones that I have gotten. The first one is The Book of Lost Friends by Lisa Wingate. I'm excited about this one. I love Lisa Wingate. I have read one book by her before and loved it, and that is Before We Were Yours. Oh, so good. So I definitely want to read more by her, and she has a few books out. So this is her most recent release, so I'm excited about that one. I also got He Started It by Samantha Downing, and this one comes out, it was pushed. It was supposed to come out in May, but it's now coming out end of July. So I will be reading that for review at the end of July for sure. This one is by the same author who wrote My Lovely Wife. I haven't read that one yet, but heard amazing things. And this one follows a family that I believe is, I think they're recreating like a road trip that they took, a very significant road trip, and they're doing it kind of in honor of, I think, the father figure in this family. I'm pretty positive that's what's happening. I've heard really good things about it so far, though, like from people who have already read it. So I'm very excited to read that one, but that will be a July review book for me. I also got Happy and You Know It by Laura Hankin. I don't fully remember what this one is about, but it is a May book that is coming out. So I will be reading it in May, and I will be reviewing it in May, but this is probably one I'm going to go into it a little bit blind. I remember being approached about it and I said yes. And then it's been a few months, so I don't fully remember what it's about, but I'll let you know in May. This next one, I about lost my mind when I got an email, saying that I was approved for it. I was like, yes. So that is Beach Read by Emily Henry. This is a book of the month book that actually just came out too. And this one is about two authors who write different genres. I think one of them writes rom-coms kind of, and then one writes literary fiction. And they're both kind of in writing slumps, and they are on vacation, and I think they meet. And then they decide to get out of their writing slumps, kind of, like their blockages. They decide to switch genres. So the other one is going to write, they're going to write from each other's genre and see if that can kind of give them a little creativity boost. And I'm sure romance ensues from there. I am so excited for that. But I will be reviewing that one as well. And I'm so excited. So when I got that email offering it to me, I was like, yes. Next one is Head Over Heels by Hannah Orenstein. This one deals with gymnastics, and it is a woman who I believe was a gymnastics Olympic potential, and an injury ended her career. And then she ends up going back home, I think, and she gets an offer to work with a very highly regarded gymnastics coach. And it's a man, and I think that they start working together, and there's some romance that happens there. I'm a little bit nervous about this one. I will read it and review it when it comes out, but I had heard not so great things about her book that came out last year. So I'm a little bit like, we'll see about this one. The premise on this one sounds a little bit more interesting to me, so I'm a little bit more willing to read this one. So we'll see. And then, you guys, this one I requested and I got approved, and it took a while for me to get approved, but it was worth the wait. This is one of my most anticipated books of the entire year, and that is Home Before Dark by Riley Sager. Oh, I'm so excited. This one comes out at the end of July, so it will be in my July reviews, but I am so excited for this one. This one follows a family who grew up in this house that is being rumored to be haunted. And I believe the family is going, I think the kids have moved away from the house, and now they're going back because they have to sell it. I think they need to sell the estate or something. And so they're going back, and things are happening. Oh, I'm so excited for this one. The next one is The Marriage Game by Sarah Desai. I think this follows, I want to say there's two families who are trying to do an arranged marriage for their children, but it's kind of backfiring on them. And I couldn't remember if it was like a fake dating type thing, like they kind of play along, but then they really fall in love. I'm not quite sure, but it sounds cute. And I think this one comes out in June, I want to say, so I will be reading that one for June. And I also got one called Louisiana Lucky by Julie Pinnell, and I don't remember. It's been so long since I kind of got these and accepted them and everything, so I don't really fully remember the premise, but I believe this is an adult romance as well. And then I also got Musical Chairs by Amy Popel, which I believe Louisiana Lucky, I think, comes out in August. And I think Musical Chairs comes out in July, from what I'm remembering. And that one follows a woman who she's involved in the music world in some way. I think she's some sort of classical musical person. And then things start kind of going wrong in her little friend group, and I think there's drama and stuff. So that's the worst description ever. But I do have that one. And then I just got accepted for two of them. One of them I got accepted for, I requested it, and then I got accepted finally. And then another one I was offered, so I got a link to automatically download it. The one I got offered was Invisible Girl by Lisa Jewell. This does not come out until October, so this is quite a ways away, but I did get it on NetGalley, and it's Lisa Jewell, so it's going to be some sort of mystery thriller type thing. I'm excited to read more from her because I did read The Family Upstairs and really enjoyed it, so I definitely want to read more of hers, but her newest one will be coming out in October. And then the one that I just got accepted for this morning is The Tourist Attraction by Sarah Morgan Thaler, and I am super excited for this one. This one is set in Alaska, and it follows this guy who feels kind of trapped there. So he decided to make the best of it. And he opened a cafe or something, just kind of making fun of everything. And I think can't remember what it was called. It was funny though. I remember hearing it and I was like laughing. And then a girl who ends up at this resort and they meet and stuff. So I'm excited to read that one. It just sounded really super adorable. And I'm really in the mood for just like a cutesy romance type thing. That's really what I'm in the mood for right now. So I should hopefully be reading that very soon as well. I can't remember the release date, but I think it's coming up this summer. So yeah, lots of NetGalley books, which is wonderful, and I'm very excited about it. If you haven't heard of NetGalley, every time I post these videos, I get questions about what NetGalley is. So NetGalley is a digital review site where you can set up an account and you can request to get early editions of books digitally. So you have to be able to read on a Kindle or your phone or iPad or something like that. You have to have some sort of e-reading device in order to participate in it. And you can request books. You do have to be approved by the publishers. And once you start getting some approvals and writing some reviews and stuff, you can kind of build your ratio is what they call it. So when I talked about, you know, my percentage going up and down, it's a ratio. So it's basically how many books you get approved for, which is versus how many you're reviewing. And it keeps track of that. So the higher your ratio, the more likely you are to get approved by publishers. So, but that's how all that works. So you get approved for books, they get sent to your e-reader device, and then you read and review them on the NetGalley site. So that is one way that you can get early copies of books if you want to try to do that. You don't have to have a YouTube channel. You don't have to review them anywhere else, only on NetGalley. So that is an option if you are an e-reader and you want to try to maybe get some early releases. That's a great way to do it. I will leave NetGalley down below. The one I have obviously is US, but I know that they are available in other countries. I'm just not quite sure if I think from the original website, you can see which countries you can be a part of to get them. Yeah, so I'm going to leave it at that because I don't want to say anything that's incorrect. So, but I will leave a link to NetGalley down below if you want to go and check it out. So I have some reading to do on my brand new Kindle, and I'm very excited about that. And yeah, some of these you're going to be seeing very soon because they are releases that are coming up in the summer months. So I kind of have to figure out what I'm going to be reading this summer. I'm really excited about it. All right, let me know if you guys have any questions, and let me know if you guys have picked up any good deals lately for ebooks and stuff, because there have been quite a bit coming out over, you know, the past month and a half that we've all been kind of sitting at home reading. So it's been great. I'm taking advantage of it. All right, hope you guys have a great day. I'll see you again soon. Bye.